Hi, Dragons. This is Miss McShane. I am the counseling services coordinator for Jefferson City Schools, and I'm here to give you the latest installment of dual enrollment summer and fall of 2023. We are going through advisement right now as we speak, and just a quick reminder, dual enrollment is when you are actually being admitted into a college partner and taking courses that can substitute for electives or core courses on your high school transcript while you're also earning credits that are going to go toward either an associate degree, a technical certificate, or even an undergraduate degree in the collegiate environment after high school. Students have 30 hours, which is about 8 to 10 classes, depending on how many hours the classes are that you're taking, or 45 quarter hours that are fully funded by the state. Here's some language I just want you to review for a quick second. When we talk about undergraduate, we're talking about a bachelor's or a 4-year college degree. Associate is a 2-year college degree that combines a technical certificate or a diploma along with some core classes. A certificate is usually a 1 to 2 semester program that's specializing in a career technical pathway or a career, and a diploma is just a little bit of a longer program with a couple of core courses thrown in there to boot. So eligibility, ninth graders, unfortunately, if you are entering ninth grade in the fall, you are not eligible for funding for dual enrollment. As a 10th grader, you can take career technical classes at the technical college that can go towards high school pathway electives or any other elective as well. The only way that a rising 10th grader or a 10th grade student in the fall can potentially take a core class is if you have taken the ACT and SAT and earned either a 1200 SAT, 26 ACT, and met the college's admissions requirements in addition to that. So in the meantime, we're going to focus on the CTAE piece for 10th graders. At the high school, for example, next year we are offering fire science, and we're also offering intro to engineering technology fundamentals that you could take as a 10th grade student. 11th and 12th graders, you're pretty much approved to take whatever you want, providing that you're meeting the admissions decisions for the college partner. Is it a good option for you? You really have to know yourself well. So, making sure that you are capable of going from the current rigor that you're doing in high school and going into college content. So, sometimes students kind of think these CTAE classes at the technical college are going to be a whole lot easier than what they're experiencing here at the high school. You're in for a rude awakening. So, just kind of be aware that it is college, it's preparing students to get out into the world of work. So you do have to be motivated and ready to go. So also for students that are going from general classes and core content areas and wanting to attempt collegiate work without having first maybe done an honors class, just know that it could be very difficult as you're not going to be used to that pace or the type of instruction that's going to be delivered. It's not impossible. You just have to be willing to face the challenges up front. Benefits to taking dual enrollment classes. Of course, we mentioned the college rigor exposure that you're going to get is going to make transitioning to college after high school a whole lot easier. It's going to give you exposure to many more options than what high schools have the ability to offer. And of course, the free tuition is nice as well. You can almost get almost a free year of college if you take all 30 hours. So, the difference between success and failure, please read this carefully. Being able to communicate is absolutely key. Paying attention to deadlines, I cannot say that enough. Please don't come at us if you are missing deadlines either at the college's end or at the high school's end and expect to kind of have a different type of a treatment than what all the other students were able to step up and abide by. That's just a big indicator of success in the collegiate environment. Make sure you're picking classes that you're interested in, keep you motivated. Know also how deeply failing grades in dual enrollment classes impact your high school and your college diploma. It's on your college transcript for the rest of your collegiate life. The high school can be impacted by your ranking and your overall GPA, and also it can affect your HOPE eligibility if it's a core class as well. The state no longer funds retakes for failed classes as well, so keep that in mind. Lanier Tech, they just need a minimum 2.6 GPA. They also take a variety of testing if you need to submit test scores if you don't have the 2.6, or if you're attempting to take certain core classes in which prerequisites might not have been met. So they want to see your test scores to make sure you're ready for the class. So again, we're going to have the engineering and firefighter science technology offered at the high school in the fall. So please get up with me personally if you're interested in those classes. You can also talk with your school counselors about that as well. We're looking to have college algebra and pre-calculus next year over at the STEAM Center from Lanier Tech as well. UNG offers online or on campus at the Oconee or Gainesville site. The online or on campus classes can either be where you log in on your own, and as long as you're uploading assignments according to deadlines, you're fine. You don't have to be tied down to a specific day or time. But there also are the classes that you do have to log in at a specific time, because the format is almost like a Zoom meeting where you're interacting with your instructor and the rest of your peers in the group. If you look at the qualifications for admissions, you have to have a 325 HOPE GPA, be a junior or senior. You do have to submit test scores. Please note classes fill up super fast. So if UNG's on your radar at all, please make sure you're getting one of your first advisement appointments. UGA is for a pretty select student who really meets the criteria for incoming traditional freshmen. So that means lots of honors, lots of rigor in your schedule. You've already been able to test to be able to submit that as supporting documentation. They do not have summer school, but you can certainly apply for fall or spring semesters open to juniors and seniors. Young Harris, traditionally we offer 1101 and 1102 English in the fall. The 1101 is popular because it takes the place of ELA 12, and 1102, those two classes are generally pretty much prerequisites or requirements for any undergraduate or associate degree in the state of Georgia. So it's nice to get a jump start on those. You do have to have a 3.0 GPA or test scores. Test scores are also might be needed for certain math placements as well. If you're wanting to kind of jump over a few of the prerequisites, we just need to make sure that you have the content under your belt and you're going to be successful. In the past, Young Harris has offered 8-week mini sessions. They have now moved into a 16-week format, so no more mini sessions. Here is just a quick reminder of SAT and ACT test dates for the rest of this year. So please make sure you are taking those test dates within a time frame to get scores back in order to meet the collegiate and the high school deadlines for that supportive documentation. So just kind of pay attention to that. Applying, doing your research, using your Georgia Futures to check your HOPE GPA to make sure that your GPA meets the eligibility requirement for the partner that you're thinking of applying to. Make sure you just apply and submit all of your documents. We give you plenty of links that take you to the sites because each college wants you to do things just a little bit differently. So that's your responsibility to make sure you're following their checklist as well as ours. And of course, setting up an advisement session with your counselor is key. Just a quick familiarity with some of the forms. This is a advisement checklist. If you just do everything on the left-hand side, those 7 steps are in order, and they give you specific directions for how to send your transcript, how to send your test scores, how to do your dual enrollment funding application, which is what's going to pay for your class. If you just do everything in order, and ask your counselor or myself if you have questions, you're going to be just fine. So this is a really nice checklist to have to start reviewing with your parent. This is the advisement form that you and your counselor are going to list the classes, the times, the days, the section numbers to make sure they fit nicely in your Jefferson High School schedule. I recommend that you just take your phone and do a screenshot of this form once you get it complete. And after your parents have provided the signatures, this is one of the forms you'll have to bring back to your school counselor. In addition to this contract, please take the time to read this. There are specific things in there that countless students come back and say, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Well, it's in your contract. Things like you can't be eligible for funding unless if you're a male and you turn 18 in the middle of the semester that you have dual enrollment before doing the selective service registration. So little weird things like that may not seem like a big deal. It's a big deal until it becomes a problem. So also, if you look under the withdrawals and the dropping of courses, that's pretty significant too. So know that if you withdraw from a class, you must let your counselor know. The high school must approve it before the college can drop it. It's fine if you ask the college questions, but you can't request the college to drop your class. We have to do that on your behalf, okay? So also, if you withdraw and it's with a failing grade, that's going to impact as an F on your high school transcript. You're going to get an F59. We might try to place you in a class to get you a credit salvaged, but the 59 is still going to stick. So know that that's a pretty big repercussion for not paying attention to the withdrawal and the add drop deadlines. It can really have a big impact. All right, so this other form is just a quick link and gives you some instructions on what to do once you have been accepted. So in your email that you use to apply, check that daily, weekly at least until you get an admissions notification. Once you get that admissions notifications, follow those directions to a T to set up your student email account with the college, because it's that email account, not your other one, that they're going to start to send orientation, registration confirmations, schedules, start dates. All of that important information is going to be sent to your new student email account. So please make sure, if you're not setting that up by the, as soon as you get it, you're going to be way far behind, and more than likely it's going to mess up your class come the first day. Make sure that whether it's an online or in person, you need to attend the class. And attending online means opening up the class platform, logging in, and acknowledging the syllabus, starting the class assignments. If you don't do that within the first 3 days of an online class, you're dropped as a no-show. And that is kind of going to be on you, because colleges don't usually start till a couple of weeks after the Jefferson semester starts. That also kind of puts you in a bind as to being able to be placed into a class in the high school setting because you've missed so much. So please make sure that you're following all of those directions. This is college, and this is a different process, and it is your responsibility. All right, how to pay for classes. I mentioned the dual enrollment funding application. This is accessible through your Georgia Future Student account. You're going to log in under state aid. Again, the directions are all on your form. You're going to fill out this little demographic field about your information. You're going to list the colleges that you're intending to partner with, and it's okay if you partner with more than one. And then there's a piece where you're going to include your parental email address. Please remind them to check their email. Click the link that's been sent to them. They need to fill out their parental permission in order for us to be able to validate your funding application. So it's all a process, but again, the directions are listed in that check sheet, but just I want you to be familiar in many ways with that. So summer and fall registration deadline, the advisement, which means the time period that you should email and reach out to your school counselor that you're assigned to and tell them, hey, I'd like to meet with you to see if dual enrollment's a good option for me. They are amazing. They have so many years of experience between them. They're going to know which college is a right fit for you, which class is a right fit for you, what's going to help meet not just your high school graduation goals, which is the number one priority that we have, by the way, but also meeting your post-secondary goals, whether that's military, college, 2-year, 4-year. They're going to be able to help sort all of that out. There are some accompanying paperwork items that you'll need to send back to the counselor. Again, it's that contract and it's the advisement form that's been signed by you and the parent. That has to come back before April the 15th. You must apply online, send your transcripts, send any other documentation the college needs. Make sure you've done your funding app. Again, all before April 15th. It may be May or even into June before the college responds with confirmation of your scheduled classes. That's okay. We can wait on that. It's just we have to have this preliminary stuff done before the April the 15th. Hope that makes sense. So last thing, these are the contact pieces of information for your assigned school counselor. I'm more than happy to talk with you about college and career planning and how dual enrollment might fit into that. But for the specifics of the academic piece of that, please let's start with your school counselor first because they know you best. Again, I'm happy to talk with you about the fire science and the engineering program to see if that's a really good fit for you as well. And I'm also, again, happy to answer college and career planning questions. This is just another sheet that's going to give you some great website resources. These are all online on the readytograduate.org site, which I'll send in a separate link. But if you do have any questions, please let me know. I hope that dual enrollment is a consideration for you. It can be a great game changer and can be a great confidence booster in how you see yourself approaching college after you graduate high school. I've seen some great success stories, but I've also seen some students that really were kind of on the fence or maybe thought, well, I don't have to be on campus. And so it gets really easy to slide into a different routine where you're not paying attention to that daily coursework. like you had, when you're here in the building all day. So that your wheels can kind of come off quickly. So make sure you're in a good headspace and make sure you're really working closely with your school counselor to make sure it's a great fit for you. Thanks so much and looking forward to seeing what your plans are.